Hi everybody, my name is Cyrus Janssen and I want to welcome you to Lesson 8 of our 8-part video series sponsored by Perfect Turf Vancouver on the Putting Masterclass. Now this is a very special lesson here because I don't think there's anything like this on YouTube right now, and what I'm going to teach you in this lesson is the perfect warm-up routine to implement before you go play golf on the golf course. And this is how it goes. We're here at this practice putting green, and again, this is about 35 feet long, 15 feet wide. And the first thing is when you are preparing to go on the golf course, your first goal when you come to practice on the putting green is to learn the speed of the greens that day. Now, we all know that golf is a game that's played outdoors, and as a result, the grass reacts differently to the different weather. You know, maybe it's in the winter time and the conditions are much more, the greens are harder and faster. Maybe it's the summertime and, they're a little bit, obviously it's going to be sunshine outside. Maybe you've had a big rain yesterday and the greens are a little bit slower. You really don't know the condition of the greens until you arrive at the golf course. So even though if it's your home course that you play every single day, you really need to test these greens out. Now obviously I'm on an artificial green, which are pretty much more consistent than real greens, but still, what I'm going to do is, if I'm actually coming to this golf course, let's imagine that I'm going to go play in about 20 minutes, what I'm going to do is I'm going to first take 3 golf balls and I'm just going to putt them from one end to the other. Okay, and this is really important, is that I'm not specifically focusing on a target. I'm not trying to get the ball in the hole. What I'm trying to do is I'm just saying, how's the green rolling today? Is it rolling fast? Is it rolling slow? And I'm just trying to simply put these golf balls to the end. So that's the first thing I like to do. And you can see that third putt was my best one. I got it almost all the way to the end. But that's really the first thing I want to do is, again, I'm trying to get the feel for these greens. Again, we've already hit a few putts the length of the green, and now we're establishing a baseline for the green speed for today. Now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to start hitting some putts at some particular holes. And again, what I like to do is I like to focus on a little bit longer distances. I don't want to be focusing on really, really short putts right now. What I want to do is, let's just say 20 to 30 foot putts. And again, my goal is not necessarily to make these putts, it's just simply to get it close. So I've got a target right here, and what I'm going to do is I'm just simply going to, go through my routine, hit some putts, and make sure that those putts are getting close to the hole. And, again, I'm just really trying to establish that baseline of the speed. So I'm just feeling, all right, now I have a really good sense as I've putted the length of the green. I've now putted a few balls to this specific hole. I've got a good sense of exactly, what this green speed is going to be like today. And that's really your goal of getting ready to go on the golf course. All right, once you've established a baseline for the speed and you've hit some longer putts, now what you can do is you can actually start to dial in your short putts here. And short putts, again, if you remember from one of our earlier lessons, is we talked about the money zone. The money zone is from 2 feet to 10 feet. And that's really the zone that you're going to be making, the majority of your short putts. And so what I'm going to do here is I'm simply just trying to get my rhythm for the day established, and I'm just trying to go through my routine. So what I'll do on these putts is I'll actually bend down and I'll actually put the line down, on the ball exactly like I would on the golf course. And I'm just simply trying to go through my routine exactly like I would when I'm actually on the course. So I'm just kind of more getting comfortable of going through my routine, hitting those putts and seeing that ball go in the hole. So once I go through that routine and I do these short putts, now I feel comfortable that I have a baseline for the feel. I've already gone through my routine, so now I'm feeling really warmed up and I'm almost ready to go. But there's one more thing that you need to do before you hit the first tee. So the final step on your putting warm-up before you head to the first tee, and I can't explain how crucial this is I want you to make 3 consecutive putts from 1 foot. Now, a lot of people ask me, Cyrus, what's the point of doing this because the putt's so close? But it's actually more a psychological reason. The reason is this, I want you to, first of all, I want you to start with a very short putt. This short putt like this, you're going to make 100% of the time, okay? And what you're trying to do is you're just simply going to go through your routine, hit that in the hole, but actually hear that sound. Hear the sound of the ball going in the hole. Go ahead and pick that ball up and now put it there again. And we're going to hit it one more time. I want to hear that sound. I want to pick that ball up. I'm going to do it one last time. Okay. And this is the last thing that I do before I head to the first tee. And here, let me tell you why this is so important. Number one is that going forward, I know that I've made my last 3 putts. Okay, I know that I have that confidence now. Now, you might say it's only a 1-foot putt, but the reality is my brain doesn't realize that. My brain just thinks, I've made my last 3 putts. I've heard that sound go in. I physically bent down, picked it up out of the hole. So now I'm feeling good. And that's something that I take to the first tee. So let's just say I'm on the first hole now, and I've got a 20-foot birdie putt. I'm telling myself, hey, you've made your last 3 putts. You remember that sound. You remember bending down and picking it up out of the hole. Even though it was a 1-foot putt, it doesn't matter. It's still 3 for 3. And now I'm going to go and I'm going to take that first birdie putt on the first hole and stroke it confidently because I know that I've already made my first 3. So that's a really important concept, and that's a good mental training that I typically use. And I tell my students, my tournament players, you know, you need to have confidence before you go on that first tee. So when you're on the driving range, you know, you always hit that last shot is going to be the club that you're going to use on the first tee. So if you're using driver on the first tee, you hit driver as your last ball on the driving range. You hit a good one. That way when you go to the first tee, you know, hey, I just hit my last ball on the range perfect. Now let's hit it again. Same thing on the putting. Again, when you're coming here to warm up on the putting green, I don't want you focusing so much on your technique. Don't get worried about, you know, how's my grip, how's my elbows, how's my stroke look. All you're trying to do is 1, establish a baseline for the speed, and number 2, hit some few short putts, see the ball go in the hole, make some confident strokes, you know, and it doesn't have to be long. Make a couple 1-footers in a row, take that confidence, you know the speed of the greens, and now head to the first tee, and you're gonna play a lot better. So take these concepts, apply them, and let me know how you do. So if you can, drop me a comment down below. And first of all, again, I want to thank Perfect Turf Vancouver for sponsoring this video series. It's been a pleasure of mine to come here and give you an 8-part video series. I really do hope that these lessons help you. If you can, drop me a comment down below. I would love to hear from you.